Today's show is sponsored by Indie Film Hustle's Filmmaker Process. We provide filmmakers with professional services to get their films or series funded, finished, and distributed. For more information, go to filmmakerprocess.com.
I had a friend that I went to Santa Cruz with, a guy named Delroy Robinson, wonderful friend of mine. He calls me up out of the blue and says, hey, I'm working as a production coordinator on this MTV show being produced by, of all people, Roland Joffe, the guy that did The Killing Fields, The Mission. And it's a weird little teen sex comedy called Undressed. And he said, I don't think it's going to be picked up, but if it does, I can get your stuff to Roland Joffe's people. And I go, okay, great. 6 months later, he calls me up and says, hey, they picked it up. Send me whatever you have in TV, and I'll give it to Roland's people. At the time, I was doing just features. So, but I did do, probably about 6 months before my friend called me up, just an exercise in television. And I wrote a spec, Deep Space Nine, which was a show I was really enjoying at the time. As I discovered later, nobody wanted to read it, including the people at Deep Space Nine. But it was kind of a big adventure story with a lot of humor in it. It was about why Ferengis are so small. And it was basically through genetics. It starts off with Worf encountering a Ferengi as big as he is, where you find out they used to be that big. But through genetic engineering, they made themselves smaller so people wouldn't know that they wouldn't think they were a threat. So I send this Deep Space Nine script to my friend for Roland Joffe's teen sex comedy on MTV. And he asked me, do you have anything else? I go, nope, that's it for TV. So he goes, all right, great. So he sends it to Roland Joffe's people. And this was my first big bit of luck, is that Reddit was a huge Deep Space Nine fan. So he read it, he loved it, and based off that, I got on to this crazy MTV sex comedy. Which was a great learning ground of how to write fast under pressure. Because the first season we did 30 half-hour episodes. It aired 4 nights a week. And we, from start to finish, from scripts to posts, shooting the whole thing, I think we had 15 or 16 weeks to do everything. Wow. So it was just a machine. We were just grinding. And the show became a hit for MTV. So I was on there for about 4 seasons, but it's like dog years. It was like maybe 18 months. We did 4 seasons. And by the last season, we were doing, I think, 40 episodes in like 20 weeks. And it was such a grind. Jesus. And there's only so many ways you can get
undressed
teenage characters undressed. Literally, I remember my breaking point was these 2 teenage girls were having a conversation, and my edict was, you've got to get them partially undressed. And literally, one of the girls goes, this tag on my shirt is driving me crazy. Zoop. And I thought, my soul just left my body. I thought, I'm appreciative that I have a paying job, but my God, I've got to try to parlay this into, because who knows how long the show is going to go. And a side story, I worked with some great people. Lizzie Weiss, who went on to write Blue Crush in several TV shows. And, of course, the big name that came out of there was Damon Lindelof. Side story for everybody out there struggling. Dale and I thought Damon Lindelof was an amazing writer, just an incredible find. The head writer didn't like him and didn't like his writing and kept rewriting his fantastic dialogue and making it terrible. So that can happen to the best of us. So while I was in that last season of Undressed, I thought, okay, I've got an agent. I actually have a paying job. I need to try to maybe get an agent at one of the bigger agencies so I can get more opportunities.
To watch the rest of this interview, head over to bulletproofscreenwriting.tv.